Very good morning to everyone. I welcome you all back once more to our English session of today. How are you, my dear students at home? Doing fine? Preparing your lessons well? What is being taught by Binila ma'am? Do you have any doubt in it? Yesterday, I have given you an introduction for this convocation address, which is spoken by, delivered by Arinyar Annadurai. Right? I told you he was the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and he is a very great writer of drama writer, poem, prose piece, and he has written so many ideas, given so many, what we can say, innovative ideas to students, right? He was awarded an award in Yale University, and there he met the students of Yale University and has a source of inspiration for them, right? I told you that after our education, the society expects something from us, right? Because as Nehru said, today's children are the strong pillars of tomorrow's world. So, since that future India is struggling in between the benches and desks of the classrooms today, right? So, after your completion, when you get your degree, you will have so many thoughts in your mind. What are the thoughts that you must have which will benefit you as well as the society? Is just giving in this valuable speech, right? Now let us move to the lessons, right? Take your textbook, students. Page number 138. Page number 138. Convocation address by Dr. Arinyar Annadurai. That warming up. Work in pairs. Look at the mind map below and add a few other features of democracy you can think of. Share your answers with the class. People, rights, majority, voting, individualism, politics, something like this, right? Sharing and caring, right? Right to speak, you can write as much as you like. Given below is a list of items or features you find in a good school. Study the list and classify the items as individual and common. So some items are given below that we could find in a good school, and you are asked to classify the items into individual item and common items. Textbooks, uniform, smart classroom, laboratory, competent teachers, library, midday meals, blackboard, stationery, playground, sports equipment, washrooms, etc. Now can you split it into individual things and common items? What are the individual items, children? Uniform, stationery, teachers, midday meal. Midday meals we don't have in our school, but in government schools and the other aided schools they have the midday meal scheme. And sports equipment. These things comes in individual item. What about the common item? Playground, smart classrooms, library, laboratory, washroom, blackboard, all this comes as common things. Now, children, what about the stationary. This is called a homophone. What is homophone? Homophones are words which has the same sound but different meaning and different spelling. Same word, same words with the same pronunciation but different meaning and spelling. Here STATIONERY is given. That is, you might have seen in that cities, bus stops, stationery shops, where you will get this spelling as ERY, where writing materials are sold. The other one, stationery, without getting moved, right? Stationery. It is stationery, we cannot move it. And the other one is writing materials, right? You have a question in homophones also in your one word this thing. Who provides these common facilities? Tick the appropriate sources. Who provides these common facilities? The common facilities are smart classroom, library, laboratory, washroom, blackboard, etc. Who provides this? Parents, educational institutions, the Department of Education, social service organizations, other agencies. Parents will not provide this. Educational institutions will provide it. Department of Education may allot funds to have this in our schools. The Department of Education, they may allot funds for our schools, not our school, the other government schools generally, to have these facilities at school, right? Some social service organizations, they will come forward with voluntary service with an intention of doing some voluntary service to the society. The old students organizations, the associations, these people will come forward to help the school sometimes. Other agencies, that is what I said, the old students association, all these people can help. So parents would come here. Parents also sometimes in the form of funds, they may assist this people. The common facilities you enjoy, such as the playground, classroom, etc., help you achieve your academic, vocational or any other goal in life. They are the facilities created for students' welfare by the society. So the facilities that we have at school is not the output of one individual alone. So it is the outcome, the money, the effort, manpower, resource which is put forward by public, teachers, parents, people, well-wishers of the school, all these people, right? Now discuss this aspect with your partner and share your views on how students can give back to society. So this is the main theme of that Aringer Anna's speech, main key word of this, key sentence of this speech. You have to give back to the society. How an educated person, a student, after completing his studies, after getting the convocation, he could give back to the society. Can you think of it? How could he give back to the society? What he has got from the society, especially from the school, which is a part of the society? Right. Let us see. What goes around comes around. Every activity in a society, be it development of infrastructure, education, healthcare, etc., demands resources of all kinds. See, for example, before 20-25 years, we could not see this much development in our society. Institutions, the shops, the way of life of the people, infrastructure, that we get in schools, colleges, even at home, hospital facilities. We have sufficient facilities nowadays in hospitals also. For this, manpower resources needed, resource money in the form of monetary resource is needed, right? So many people are behind us for this development. So, resources of all kinds are needed for this upliftment of the society. This effort comes from many people of the society, different sections of the society. Thus, the fruits of development we enjoy today have come about only through the hard work of many unsung heroes. Now I can give you one or two examples. For example, now we are in free India, democratic India, right? Recently we celebrated the Republic Day also. See, it is the effort put forth by great personalities, freedom fighters, so many common people. They underwent trouble. In Jallianwala Bagh massacre, thousands of people were killed at a stretch. But the fruit of that freedom, who is enjoying? We, the future generation, is enjoying. For example, an old man of 70 years is planting a coconut tree in his garden, in his estate. And he is a sick person who is undergoing treatment for all the diseases, all the sugar, pressure, all the and he knows very well that when the coconut tree plant gives forth its fruit, he will not be there. He will die. He knows very well. But he has certain consideration for his future generation, for the society, that he is planting it. Hope you understand. Similarly, all the sacrifices, work that we does today has its effect, has its fruit, which will be enjoyed by our future generation. So all the good things that we are enjoying now is the result of the hard work that our forefathers have made. The result of the hard work that they have underwent. Correct, children? Right. Now, hope you understand that first paragraph. Every activity in the society, whether in the development of infrastructure, whether it is in the field of education or in the field of medicine, whatever it is all happened because of human efforts. And the fruits of it is enjoyed by the future generation. So, since I am not going to reap the consequence of that coconut, that man will never keep quiet without planting the tree in his garden. Understand, children? Yes. Now, second paragraph. It is our duty to contribute to development by giving back what we have taken. When a qualified student embarks on his or her career, an element of service should always be a part of motivation. The society has cradled and nurtured every graduate to bloom and spread his wings. Graduation is the apt time to give back to society the gains we have obtained. See, when we say this word development, see, during the Second World War time, Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan is devastated by the atom bomb. The nation has come to the ground level. All the big powers of the world thought that Japan will never come up in life again. There is no scope for it in future. Right? But within a short span of this time, within the short span of 50 years, again Japan has reached the zenith of developed status. Whereas we Indians, we are very proud to say that we are in developing country status. India is a developing country, and we are very well satisfied with the word developing country. Right? Abdul Kalam dreamt to make India, bring India into a developed status at least by 2020. Right? Now 2020 we have crossed, but still India is in the developing stage. When are we going to get a developed status? What all the things that is needed to make a country, to reach a country to a developed status? The education, the infrastructure, development in the field of science and technology, all these things. So still Indian manpower is highly appreciated by all the people of the world. Indian brain is highly appreciated, especially in the field of maths. Indians are par excellence, but still we are in the developing status, saying, very proud to say that India is a developing country. Right, children? Now, students, you have to think, because it is in your hands. The future of India is in your hands. You have to think, and you must find out how to make India a developed nation. Again, there is no meaning in, since 1947 itself we have been telling developing. It is enough. Now 2020 it is. Nearly 70 years we have crossed, and still we are saying developing we are. Shame on us, children. So find out what we have to do after getting our education. What is our duty? What are we going to do to our society to uplift it to a developed status? Right? Right. So it is our duty to contribute to development by giving back what we have taken. We have taken so many things from the society. We got so many things from the teachers. Parents' side contributed a lot to us. The neighbors contributed a lot. Our relations contributed a lot. The government contributed a lot to us to get our education. Right? You know that if you get a free seat in medicine, a free seat, a little, nearly 5,000 rupees a child has to spend for his MBBS. The remaining is spent by the government in the form of lab, equipments, college facilities, all these things. Only a little, very small amount you are paying. So the government is also contributing a lot to us, to you people. What are you going to give back to the society? Give back to the parents, give back to the teachers. To teachers you need not give anything because they don't expect that. What they expect is when you see them after getting your education, after being seated in high positions of the society, at the zenith of glory, when you meet them, maybe they are old at that time, maybe unhealthy, just don't fail to recognize them. Just give a smile. That's enough. That is the only thing that the teachers expect from the student. Understand, children? But usually what you do is, when you know that, for example, last year 10th standard one teacher taught. This year you are in 11th standard. When you see that old 10th standard teacher, you will never come forward to wish. At least give a smile. You will turn aside and move on your own way. As if you do not know that person. That should not be. That should never be. Just give a recognition. I am not telling you to stand in the middle of the road with the folded hands and say good morning. No. But just recognition is needed. That is the only thing that the teachers expect. What does the parent expect from you? Nothing. They want you to be in safe zone. Safe zone. In good health. Settled in your life. A good, well settlement in your life. Nothing more, nothing less they expect from you. So what are you going to do for the society? After enjoying this degree, after getting this degree from the university, what are you going to do? Just discuss. This year you are in 11th standard, next year you will be in 10th standard. After completing this, what is your duty towards the society? Right? Because we have to give back what we got from the society. That is what Annadurai says. Graduation is the apt time to give back to society the gains we have achieved. So graduation is the right time to give back what we have got from the society, what we obtained, got from the society. Now, these are the introduction area. Now, let us come to his speech, what he has delivered in the convocation. Read an excerpt from the famous address made by the great leader Arinyar Anna at the Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu, on November 18, 1967. I think might not have born at that time, on the occasion of the convocation. So what is convocation? That degree, obtaining the degree. So in olden days that it will be a very great credit to get a degree. Nowadays everyone is getting degree. In olden days it is not like that. So getting a degree will be celebrated as we are celebrating this, having the festivals like in our homes and society. Right? In 1967, he has delivered this speech. Thankful as I am for the unique honor conferred on me by this institution. What is the unique honor that is given to him by this institution? Just inviting him as a chief guest. I stand before this august assembly today to deliver the convocation address, for though it is a pleasure to be present on the happy occasion of greeting the graduates of the year and wishing them all a bright and prosperous future, it is not an easy task to place appropriate guidelines before them. So it is very happy, I am very happy to see you people are gathered here to get your convocation, but at the same time, it is not an easy task, easy work to place appropriate guidelines before them. So it is not an easy task to guide you at this right time. So he has come up with some guidelines to send the children from the college, from the university with some strength and some, what we can say, some boost to face the future. Next paragraph, page 139, the right hand side. So can you see that Annadurai is sitting with the old university students when he went there to get his degree, that honor. The fact that I am conscious of my own limitations gives me a sense of relief, for I shall not attempt to offer original ideas or theories with a special stamp, but only reiterate some of the cardinal principles enunciated by those who offered their advice in past years, perhaps with annotations here and there, bringing to bear the layman's point of view to the findings of experts in various fields and connected with education. I am conscious of my limitation. Arinyar Anna says that I am not that eloquent speaker, I am not that able person to advise you and send you in this convocation day. But I know my limitations. I am not well versed in it. I'm not good at it. But what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to give you anything new. What I have got from my teachers, the people who have advised me and the society, that I'm going to give you the same. I'm not going to do anything, give you anything new. That is what he is saying. See, I shall not attempt to offer original ideas or theories with a special stamp. I'm not going to give you any definitions or any calculations or anything new, but only reiterate, say again some of the cardinal principles which spoke clearly by those who offered their advice in the past. I am just going to remind you of the advices that you have already got from your parents, from your teachers, from your society. Just a recapitulation. That's all. Perhaps with annotations here and there, bringing to bear the layman's point of view to the findings of experts in various fields connected with education. So I am not going to do anything new now. I am just going to bring back to you what is already being told to you by society, teachers, parents, relations, neighbors, etc., etc. You might have got so many advices from all these people. I am just going to remind you of that. What does the speaker try to convey in the beginning of the speech? What does he try to bring out? He says that he is very conscious of his limitations, and so he will not insist on his ideas. He just bring forth to them what they have already got from teachers, society, parents, neighbors, relations, etc., etc., etc. Hope you understand. Now read the lessons once more, children, what is being completed, and come prepared for the next class. Till then, bye.